I want you to start today by picturing this. You're standing on a lush emerald green island. It's just about 20 miles off the coast of Brazil.
Looks like paradise.
It totally does. Until you look down and there's this golden coil on your boot. Then you look up and there are 3 more in the trees, inches from your face.
And that's when you realize you're on Ilha da Queimada Grande,
which has a much more famous nickname.
Snake Island. And, you know, the Brazilian Navy has made it completely officially illegal for anyone to set foot there.
Which is just so final. They're not saying be careful. They're saying stay out, full stop.
Yeah, the only people allowed are a few Navy guys to maintain the lighthouse and a handful of researchers who have to sign these waivers that are basically like, if you die, it's your own fault.
And the reason for all the secrecy isn't, military secrets or some hidden base. It's biology.
It's pure, uncut biology. This place is essentially a sealed laboratory where evolution has been running a really specific, really aggressive experiment for about 11,000 years.
We're calling it Snake Island, and I know that sounds like a bad movie title.
It does.
But it's not a nickname to scare tourists. It's a literal description.
It absolutely is. But if we just look at it as a horror story, we kind of miss the point. This is a masterclass in evolution. It's what happens when you trap a predator, take away all its food, and just say, okay, survive.
And the thing that survives is the golden lancehead, Bothrops insularis.
A snake that exists nowhere else on the planet. If you were to step on that island, and again, please do not, you would be in the only place in the universe this creature calls home.
So let's talk about the math on that, because the density is what grabs everyone. The folklore number I've seen is 5 snakes per square meter.
Right, which is just, it's a carpet of snakes. It's a terrifying image.
It's a nightmare.
But the reality, from what scientists can tell, is actually, in a way, more practical and more terrifying. In the forested parts, it's about 1 snake per square meter.
Okay, so not quite a carpet, but still.
Well, think about what that actually means. 1 per square meter means that wherever you stand, wherever you are on that island, you are never more than 3 feet away from a lethal strike.
You're always in striking distance.
You're in I tripped and fell distance. And this isn't a flat, sandy beach. It's 100 acres of jagged, red rock and dense rainforest. You're grabbing onto branches to pull yourself up.
And the branch you're grabbing might not be a branch.
Exactly. Because they aren't all on the ground. The golden lancehead is arboreal. It lives in the trees. It hunts from above. So you're watching your feet, but the real threat is at island.
So how does that even happen? How does a tiny island with no mammals support so many predators they should have starved?
That's the whole story. That's the mystery. You have to rewind about 11,000 years to the end of the last ice age.
Okay.
The glaciers are melting, the world's warming up.
And sea levels are rising.
Fast. And before all this, Queimada Grande wasn't an island. It was just a hill connected to the mainland. The snakes, their ancestors, they just wandered back and forth.
But then the water came up and cut them off.
Stranded them completely. And on the mainland, these snakes ate rodents. They had their own predators. But on the island, suddenly, no predators.
So the population boomed.
Right, but there was a crisis. The ground mammals, the rats and mice, they died out. So you have thousands of vipers on an island with absolutely no food.
It's a death sentence.
It should have been. It really should have. But they found one tiny loophole.
The birds.
Migratory birds. The island is a perfect rest stop for these birds flying across the continent. The southern house wren, the Chilean Elenia.
Little avian gas station.
Exactly. But this created a huge problem for the snakes. See, their venom was designed for mammals. A mainland snake bites a rat, the rat runs off, dies a few minutes later, and the snake just follows the scent trail.
It's like a tracking game. You tag it and collect it later.
Right. But you can't play that game with a bird.
No way. If you bite a bird and it takes even 5 minutes to die, that bird is miles out over the open ocean.
And your meal is gone forever. The snake starves. So the evolutionary pressure was immense. It was all about speed.
They needed a venom that didn't just kill, it had to drop the bird. Instantly.
Immediately. And over thousands of years, natural selection was just brutal. Any snake with slightly weaker venom starved to death. The only ones that passed on their genes were the ones with the absolute most toxic mutations.
And that's how you get the golden lancehead venom. It's 5 times more potent than its mainland cousins.
5 times. And when we say potent, it's not just that it kills you faster, it's what it does. The descriptions are, well, they're gruesome.
I've read them. It's not pretty.
It's not, but it's incredibly efficient. The venom is full of these enzymes, metalloproteinases, SVMPs.
What do those do?
Think of it as predigestion. The venom starts breaking down the molecular bonds of the tissue before the snake even swallows the bird.
So it's basically cooking the prey from the inside out.
Chemically, yeah.
Yeah.
It just destroys blood vessels, muscle fibers. In a human, that means immediate necrosis. The tissue just dissolves, your blood stops clotting, you get brain hemorrhages, your kidneys fail.
It's literally melting you.
It's liquefying the meal. Horrific for us, but for a snake trying to stop a bird mid-flight, it's a genius adaptation.
Wow. It really shows how nature it solves problems. It doesn't care if the solution is a nightmare for everything else.
And it worked so well, it changed their whole behavior. Mainland vipers are nocturnal, they hunt on the ground. The golden lancehead became diurnal active during the day when the birds are out, and they moved into the trees.
They became living snares.
That's the perfect way to put it. They hang by their tails,
Yeah.
totally motionless, just waiting for a bird to land. And because they've had no predators for millennia, they lost something critical.
Fear.
They lost their fear. You walk up to a cobra, its first instinct is to get away. You're big and scary.
Right.
The golden lancehead has never seen a predator. It doesn't run. It watches you. It holds its ground. It's not aggressive, but it is completely unintimidated.
Which brings us to the poor souls who did try to live there, because people did.
Briefly and tragically, the most famous story, it's basically local folklore, is about the lighthouse keeper in the 1920s.
Before it was automated.
Exactly. A family was stationed there. The story goes the keeper went out to pick some bananas from a wild grove.
A banana grove on Snake Island sounds like a terrible idea.
It was a trap. He never came back. His wife and kids went looking for him, and they supposedly found him just covered in bites, the necrosis already starting. As they ran for the boat, they were struck from the trees.
Golden nooses. That's the phrase I read. The snakes hanging down.
It's a chilling image, yeah. The Navy found their bodies, and that was it for human habitation, but not human interference.
Right, the name itself, Kaimata Grande. It means something like Big Burn, doesn't it?
It does. Island of the Big Burn. Before they knew what they had, there was a plan to clear the island for a banana plantation. They tried to burn the forest down.
To burn the snakes out.
They tried, but it's a rainforest. It's too wet, too humid. The fires just sputtered out. And anytime workers went in with machetes, they got bit. The snakes were just too many.
So the island fought back.
In a way, yeah. The jungle and its inhabitants rejected the colonization attempt. The humans gave up and left the snakes to their kingdom.
You know, hearing all this, it sounds like a total freak of nature, a one-off. But this has happened before.
It has. This isn't a glitch in the Matrix, it's a reproducible result. Half a world away, off the coast of China in the Bohai Sea, there's an island called Shidao.
Another snake island.
Almost an exact mirror. Rising sea levels trapped pit vipers on a tiny rock. No ground food, only migratory birds.
Let me guess. Super potent venom, and they live in the trees.
Convergent evolution. It's the same problem, so nature finds the same solution. But the Shidao snakes have this other trick. It's called double dormancy. Okay, so snakes hibernate in winter, right? It's cold. But on Shidao, they sleep through winter, wake up for a few weeks in the spring for the bird migration, and then they go back to sleep for the entire summer.
They sleep through the summer, but reptiles love the heat.
They do, but there's no food.
Yeah.
Staying awake just burns calories. So they sleep through the summer and wake up again in the fall for the return migration. They're only awake for maybe 3 months out of the year.
That is just ruthless efficiency. They're like machines that only power on when the fuel truck arrives.
It just shows you how fine-tuned these places are. They're mathematically linked to the arrival of those birds.
But that level of specialization has to be a double-edged sword. We think of the golden lancehead as this invincible monster, but it's critically endangered.
It is. It's on the red list.
Yeah.
And its biggest threat is actually coming from the inside.
The genetics.
Yeah, the population is tiny, maybe 2,000 to 4,000 total. And after 11,000 years of isolation, they're suffering from severe inbreeding.
What does that look like in snakes?
You're seeing a really high rate of what they call intersex snakes.
Okay, explain that.
It means you have snakes that are born with both male and female reproductive organs. A lot of the time, the male organs, the hemipenes, are malformed or non-functional.
So they're sterile, they can't reproduce.
Many of them can't.
Right.
The gene pool has just run out of options. The island is essentially sterilizing its own kings.
That's so fragile. And on top of that, you have the biopirates.
Which sounds like something out of a movie, but it's a real and very dangerous trade.
Why on earth would anyone risk their life to steal one of these things?
2 reasons: collectors and chemists, A single golden lancehead can go for up to $30,000 on the black market.
30,000.
Yeah. But the real money is in the venom. This is the great paradox. The very thing that makes the snake a nightmare is also a medical gold mine.
Because of how it affects blood pressure?
Exactly. High blood pressure kills millions. This venom kills by dropping blood pressure to zero instantly. It causes catastrophic shock. But if you can isolate the molecule that does that, synthesize it, control the dose,
Yeah.
you don't get death. You get a drug called captopril,
The heart medication.
the very first ACE inhibitor. It was developed from the venom of a mainland cousin. The golden lancehead's venom is even more powerful, so it could hold the keys to even better drugs.
So people are sneaking onto the island at night to steal the snakes.
They are dodging Navy patrols, climbing onto this rock in the dark.
That's insane.
They use infrared goggles to spot the heat signatures of the snakes in the trees. It is literal Russian roulette. If your battery dies, if you slip, you miss one hanging over your head.
It's over. There's no hospital, no anti-venom that really works.
You would die on that rock. Probably before you even made it back to your boat.
It's just, it frames the island differently. It's not a haunted house, it's a vault. It's a biological library.
And we're threatened to burn it down before we've even read all books. You know, we had this conquest mindset. See an island, build a resort. But Cremata Grande is a reminder that we aren't always the main character.
The whole point of it is the isolation.
That's what makes it work. It only functions because we aren't there. The keep out sign isn't just to save us from the snakes. It's to save the snakes from us.
A little humility in the face of nature.
A little respect for the monsters.
Okay, before we finish, I have to ask you this hypothetical I read. It's been bugging me all week.
Oh, I think I know which one you mean.
So you're offered $1 million, tax-free, cash.
Okay. Listening.
You have to spend 1 hour, just one, in the middle of the forest on Snake Island, no protective suit, just jeans, a t-shirt, and your wits. Would you take the bet?
1 hour. Wow.
Never more than 3 feet from a bite that melts your insides.
You know, I think about the probability of it. 1 snake per meter, camouflaged, the odds are just not good. And knowing what I know about the venom, the necrosis, the hemorrhaging, I'm gonna have to pass.
Not even for $1 million.
I think my internal organs are worth more than $1 million bucks. What about you?
Not a chance. No, I'm with you. There are some things money can't buy, and a non-liquefied circulatory system is one of them.
Definitely.
But for you listening, think about it. Is there a price? Would you take that bet? Something to consider while you're safe at home, far, far away from the coast of Brazil.
Far away from the trees.
That's all for this deep dive. Thanks for listening.
Stay curious.
And watch your step. We'll catch you next time.